today? I am Olivia Nolans.
I'm Madeline.
Nice to meet you. So how's your day going?
It's going pretty good.
Good, that's awesome. Well, I want to tell you a little bit about myself before we get started today. So I am a counselor here at the agency, and today we will talk for about 5 to 7 minutes, just kind of about what challenges and obstacles you're facing, and I will be listening, but I'll also be asking questions and summarizing kind of what you're saying, just so that I know that I'm understanding what you're telling me. And sometimes I may also ask you something that you've said just to make it clear. And so does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. Well, first, before we talk about you and what's going on in your life, I'm required to go over some confidentiality rules. And so everything you say to me is confidential within the agency unless you give me written consent to share that information with somebody else. However, there are a few exceptions to this confidentiality rule. One, if I am a mandated reporter, so by law, if I have any suspicion that there has been or is physical, sexual, or emotional abuse of a child, an elderly person, or an incapacitated adult, then I am required by law to tell somebody that and to take the proper measures to tell the proper authorities. And also, if something makes me believe that you are putting yourself in danger or somebody else in danger, then I also have to report that and take the proper steps to tell the appropriate people to ensure the safety of not only you, but other people in your life as well. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm, it does.
Okay, great. So tell me what brings you here today.
Okay, well, I am a second-year student at OBU. I am a Bible major, and I've just had a really tough semester this year. This semester. I have finally started taking my major classes, and so I just have a couple that are really hard. I have to write, in one of them I have like a test every other week, and I have to write like 7 or 8 papers that are just really long and just really overwhelming. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I have taken on this new job at a church. I'm the youth intern, and I just want to do so good at that. I have taken on responsibilities like above and beyond my job description just because people have asked me to, and they just think I'm there to do whatever they want, and that just overwhelms me, but also I want to do it because I just don't want to let anyone down. And so I have, my youth internship, and then I also have my classes, and they're just all of it together. I just am so worried about doing the right thing and getting enough sleep because I stay up so late at night, studying for my tests or writing my paper, preparing for a lesson for my youth internship the next day. It's just so overwhelming.
Yeah. So it seems like you're really overwhelmed because of how much you have going on in your life with school and with your new job. Mm-hmm. And it's also affecting maybe your sleeping habits of you're studying into the night and not taking the time to take care of yourself. Is this correct?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm trying to find a good balance of sleeping enough, but I just can't sleep. Like, I'm so worried about failing a test that I'll stay up all night long, to study for the test, even if I don't need to, even if I know, like in the back of my mind that I know everything for the test. I just feel like I have to stay up and study, or I stay up to write a paper, or in the morning I have to get up early to drive to the church because it's, like an hour away, and I want to sleep. Sometimes I even go to bed, but I just lay there and I can't sleep because I'm thinking about all of the stuff I have to do, and it's just an endless cycle because if I don't get enough sleep, then I don't do well on my tests or my papers or, my internship, and I just don't want to let anyone down. So then I work hard, but then I don't get enough sleep, and I'm just unhealthy, and it's just...
Yeah. So it sounds like you're really worried because you want to succeed in all areas of your life, mm-hmm. But you seem to be adding more and more tasks to take on, and that is continuing to disrupt your sleeping habits, but you also want everyone to think you're doing a great job, so that's why you continue to do extra things. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've always been, good at school and good at whatever I try to do. That sounds bad, and so I don't want to let my parents down. I don't want to let my family down, and then so I want to make the good grades, but then also I don't want to let my boss down or the youth down. I just want everyone to think I'm doing a good job and to
So it sounds like you are really stressed because you want to please not only the youth in the church, but also your parents and your family members. You don't want to feel like you're letting them down, and so you just can't seem to find a happy medium of balancing out the different areas of your life to be successful in all aspects. Is this what you're saying?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So in summary, you're in your second year at OBU, right? You're Bible major, and you have just taken on a new job at a church as a youth intern, and so you're feeling kind of overwhelmed because you continue to take on more and more tasks at the church that maybe weren't in your job description, and you stay up late studying, so you don't get a whole lot of rest, and so it's making you tired and exhausted, and probably maybe even affecting your health, and you're just wanting to be able to take care of yourself at the same time that you are succeeding. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think for some homework for this week, I think what would be a good idea is to maybe set a time every night that you're going to get into bed. So whether it be 10 o'clock or midnight or 1, just set a time every night for this 1 week that you are going to get in bed at that time, even if you are doing, even if you're studying at the time or something, you're going to lay everything aside and just get in bed and set aside enough time to get maybe 6 to 7 hours at least of sleep, and try to fall asleep when you get in bed. And another homework assignment that I would like to give you is if you lay in bed for more than 30 minutes or an hour, to maybe to start writing down what it is that night is specifically keeping you awake, and so that we can look back on those, and you can understand what's keeping you up at night, what's worrying you, and so next week we can talk about those 2 tasks. Does that kind of sound like something you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, would you like to meet at the same time next week, or does another time work better for you?
The same time works fine for me.
Awesome. Well, Madeline, it was great to meet with you, and I will see you next week.
Thank you so much.